Section 3.7 is a review of Algebra 1, so we're just going to rush through it. Just remember that our slope can be found by subtracting our y's, subtracting our x's. There's also a couple of different equations that we can use to write linear equations. Now, we usually want to finish our problems in this form, but sometimes the point-slope form is more useful if we're given, say, a point and we know what our slope is. Then we can just plug those values into this form and simplify it to this one. And then it's a few less steps. So if we're asked what the equation over the line is with slope 3, y-intercept of -5, we're just going to use y equals mx plus b, because we'll just plug in a slope of 3 and a y-intercept of -5, and that's going to be very quickly giving us our answer, 3x minus 5. If we're given the equation -1, 5 with slope 2, we'll use the point-slope form, because I can just put my 5 in for y, my -1 in for x, and my slope of 2, and plugging in those values, I get this equation, and then I would probably simplify it. Now I would actually simplify it a little bit further here and say 2x plus 2, make sure you distribute that. I'll move my 5 over to the other side, and then this equation would work out to 2x plus 7, which is nice to look at this in point-slope form because it'll be easy to graph. Also, if we're given 2 points, in this case 3, 5, -2, -1, and asked to find the line, we're going to first need to find the slope, which works out to 6/5, so here. Since we know a point and the slope, we're going to use the point-slope form. It's difficult to tell where b is, so using that form, we'll choose either point. It doesn't matter which one, they're both going to give us the same answer if we do it correctly. Here we've used -5 and -3. And then I would like you to go on and solve that for y, moving the 5 over, distributing the 6/5 in, and that comes to 6/5 x minus 7/5. Notice our y-intercept is about at 7/5. Horizontal and vertical lines. Remember that your slope of a horizontal line is 0, and the slope of a vertical line is undefined. Now what we want to look at for this is that y doesn't change if we're talking about the horizontal line. Y is always the same value. In this case, it will always be 4. So the equation for the horizontal line is y equals 4. Looking at x, x doesn't change when x is always equal to 2 here. So the vertical line is just x equals 2. So horizontal and vertical lines are just one variable equal to a constant value. Next section is also a review from Algebra 1. The basic idea is connecting parallel and perpendicular lines with their slope, and we know that two lines are parallel only when they have the same slope, and if they have the same slope, we know that they're parallel. This would even be if it's a vertical line, we say it has an undefined slope, but they're still parallel. When two lines are perpendicular, the definition is that the product of their slopes is 1. Now we normally think about that as their slopes having negative reciprocals. So for example, if my first line has a slope of a over b, my perpendicular line, the second one, would have a slope of negative b over a. So we flip the fraction over, make it negative. Also, if we have a slope of 0, its perpendicular would be the vertical line, which would be an undefined slope. So if we're going to write the equation of a perpendicular line, we look first at the equation. They say write the equation of the line perpendicular to this. It's passing through this point. So first we need to find the slope. Notice this is mx plus b. So we just take that 1/5 there. That's our slope. And if we want the slope of the line perpendicular to that, we're going to take that 1/5, we're going to flip it over and make it negative. Okay, so they're doing it the long way. It's a lot easier just to think, flip it over, make it negative, and that equals -5. Okay, use point-slope form to write the equation of the new line. We then take our point 15, -4, and we plug it in. So -4 would go in for y, m we found was -5, and our x was 15. And then we would simplify it, and I would ask you to simplify that a little bit further and make it y equals. And that would come to y equals -5x plus 71.